All right, we're diving into one of the UK's top girls' schools, Godolphin and Latymer. But forget league tables for a second. We're here to act as cultural detectives, to solve a really interesting puzzle. How does an academic powerhouse also get this reputation for being so serious but human? Let's go uncover the DNA of this place. So the first clue is its location. I mean, look at this. It's this calm, leafy campus that feels like it's a million miles away from the total chaos of Hammersmith Broadway, but it's literally right there. And that contrast brings up a huge question. How on earth do you create a grounded, creative culture in the middle of one of London's busiest spots? So, to figure this out, we've got to look for more clues. We're going to dig into the school's architecture, its unwritten rules, and even its own tribal language to really get what makes it tick. Our investigation really starts with the campus itself because right away, it presents this fascinating paradox. The moment you step through the gates, it's like the city just disappears. You're suddenly in this 6-acre oasis of classic red brick calm, and you realize this isn't just a campus, it's a very deliberately crafted bubble designed to shield its 830 students from all that urban noise, letting them really focus. And the buildings themselves tell a story. You've got these really atmospheric Victorian buildings right next to these sleek, glass-fronted modern ones. This architectural mashup is no accident. It's basically a mission statement in brick and glass, blending deep tradition with a very forward-thinking vibe. Okay, so let's move past the physical clues and look at the culture. Every school has an unwritten social contract, the rules that aren't in the handbook. So what's the deal here? And wow, this quote really gets to the heart of it. The social contract here is built on a foundation of freedom and trust. They actually encourage students to be disruptors. In the best way, of course. They're taught to challenge things, to question norms, but always with integrity. It's a place that really values independent thinking. But here's the thing, that freedom isn't a free-for-all. It's balanced with a really strong sense of social responsibility. They have one of London's biggest bursary programs, and they're laser-focused on social mobility. The message couldn't be clearer. It's your talent and your ambition that matter here, not where you come from. So if that's the environment, what about the product? What kind of person does a school like this aim to create? Let's take a look at the archetype they're building. Now, to really get the culture, you have to learn the lingo. Students and alumni here are proudly called Old Dolphins. It comes from the founder's coat of arms, and it's more than just a nickname. It's this powerful piece of tribal language that ties generations of students together. And the Old Dolphin Hall of Fame? I mean, it's pretty impressive. You've got leaders across totally different fields, like Nigella Lawson, Sophie Ellis-Bextor, and Kate Beckinsale. This isn't just name-dropping, it's hard evidence of the school's impact. And this quote just nails it. This is the whole point of the Old Dolphin archetype. The goal isn't just to churn out successful women, it's to produce women who lead their industries, who shape the culture, and who are not afraid to be trailblazers. The best schools often run on what you could call productive tension. These competing ideas that somehow work together to create something really special. And Godolphin and Latymer is an absolute masterclass in this. I mean, just look at this visual. You've got the deep Victorian history on the outside, and then you walk into these incredibly modern, open, almost minimalist spaces on the inside. It's tradition and innovation, literally side by side. You can feel both the weight of history and the lightness of what's next. And get this. That tension is baked right into the curriculum. Students have a huge choice to make. Do they go for the deep, specialized focus of A-levels or the broad, global perspective of the International Baccalaureate? It's not just an academic choice. It's a reflection of the school's whole philosophy that there are different, equally valid paths to success. Okay, this might be the perfect symbol of it all. They took a 19th century church and turned it into a world-class performing arts center. They kept the historic structure and its heavenly acoustics, but filled it with cutting-edge tech for modern creativity. It's just a brilliant fusion of the past and the present. And finally, you've got the tension between intense academic work and an equally intense life outside the classroom. The source material says busy is the default setting, and you can see why. Whether they're training for elite rowing on the Thames or battling it out in the robotics club, these students are pushed to excel everywhere, not just on exams. So we've looked at the paradoxical campus, the social contract that encourages disruption, the archetype of a leader, and all these productive tensions. So let's bring all the clues together. What is the actual core DNA of this school? Well, it turns out the master key that unlocks this whole puzzle has been hiding in plain sight. It's the school's motto. In Old French, Franchas, Leal, Toish. It translates to free and loyal art thou. Free and loyal. That's it. That's the code. See, this motto isn't just some dusty old phrase on a crest. It's the school's operating system. It's what makes all those contradictions work. It's about creating fiercely independent, free-thinking disruptors who at the same time feel a deep sense of loyalty to the community and the values that shaped them. And that leaves us with one last big thought. In a world that so often tells us to either conform or to rebel, maybe Godolphin and Latymer has figured out a third way. Maybe the real goal of an education isn't just to make you smart, but to turn you into a loyal disruptor, someone who can change the world without ever losing their connection to it.